Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello, Richard. You were indeed first. Well done. Well done. Hi, I'm Zero. Hi, Orishiro. Good evening. Good evening indeed. Ah, yes, the maid outfit challenge. I forgot about that. We don't talk about the maid outfit challenge. How are you all doing? How's everybody doing today? No, don't. Stop. Stop with the maid outfit challenge. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. How was it even on now? Oh my gosh, 15%. 15% already? 15% already? Why? Like I said, I'd sacrifice my Ada for that. Why? Why? You really want the maid outfit that badly? Unite. No, don't unite. Don't unite. Don't do this. Don't do this. Okay, but aside from the maid outfit, how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. I forgot that I was meant to be streaming today. I'm very, very sorry. I'm late. I'm always late. I know I'm always late, but like I'm really late today. I'm like 2 hours late because I was meant to be streaming like like I don't even know. I can't even remember when I was meant to be streaming. I've forgotten. 6 maybe? And it's now 8. I think that's the time. But yeah, so me and Husbando forgot basically that I was meant to be streaming because we've been going around doing like errands all day today, and we thought it was a Saturday, and then we realised, hang on a second, it's not Saturday. Today is Friday. Today's Friday, and we're meant to be. I'm meant to be streaming. What's? So yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing that happened. Completely lost track of time and date and everything. It's just the thrill of making part of a community decision this early. Yeah, I guess so. It's collective action. There's a goal. There's a collective action for everybody to work towards. That's how this works. That's how you create a shared in-group identity. It's just another experiment. I'm so sorry. The maid outfit is just yet another one of my mischievous experiments. There's a Saturday on my Friday. Genuinely, that was what happened. Like, I don't know how. But like, to be fair, we knew that we were gonna be spending today getting loads of stuff done. So yeah, but I think because the things that we were doing, we normally do on Saturdays, we were both just like, oh, okay, it's Saturday now. And yeah, we were like literally walking home, and we're like, oh, like husband was like, oh, it really feels like a Saturday, and I'm like, yeah, it does. And then yeah, I forgot that I was streaming, so we put the laundry on, and our washing machine's in the same room as where I stream, so couldn't do it. But yeah, hello, husbando mod, hi. The cubelets and Psyduckies. I've made a concept. I've got a concept for what I think the Psyducky should look like, right? Like mascot, right? I'm thinking. There's like this illusion where it looks like a rabbit but also a duck, depending on the orientation that you look at it. And I think that should be what the Psyduckies look like. Is it a rabbit or is it a duck? Well, the name implies it's a duck. But if Nintendo comes knocking with their copyright, then I can be like, no, but it's a rabbit. I think this is big brain. But yeah, otherwise my day has been fairly boring. Yeah, just getting some work stuff done and admin stuff, and yeah, it's just been one of those days. I think, I don't know, I don't even have a thesis update. Like I have been working on it. I finished the discussion section like that I was meant to finish during the last co-working stream. I finished it after the stream. But yeah, there's not really much to report on. Hi, Robot Teapot. Thank you for contributing to the maid outfit. Yes, thank you. The shared goals. The shared goals, they are certainly a way to bring the community together, especially if it involves causing me pain, apparently. I see button, I push button, that's valid. That's a classical Wait, is that classical or operant conditioning? I always get them mixed up. Operant conditioning. Yeah, classical is when it's a stimulus paired with a automatic response, like a reflex. And operant conditioning is when it's a stimulus paired with a learned response, like a behavior that you think about. Yes, I remember. Welcome back, Richard. You haven't missed much. I'm just yapping. Right. So. Here's the plan. What if it's both? That's a good question. It can't be both, though, because you can't have something that's simultaneously a reflex and a conscious thought. Well, at least that's my understanding of it. Like, so like a reflex is like, for example, I guess the classical Pavlov thing was like, he trained dogs to salivate when they heard a bell. But like, you can't control salivation. It's like an automatic biological response. So that's the kind of thing that's classical conditioning. So like, I don't know, breathing, feeling hungry. Hopefully you can't classical condition somebody to stop breathing. That would be terrible. Let's not do that. But hunger, you can classical condition that actually very, very easily. Like, if you've ever had this thing where like, I don't know, you wake up, you have like a routine in the morning, and then like, based on a thing that you do in the routine, you become hungry. That is an example of classical conditioning. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check. Dead Hyperspace, also welcome in. I have water. That's a very loud bottle, I apologise. I've got a actual like, it's terrible. I've got an actual plastic bottle of water today. Normally I have like a reusable one, but yeah. Going out and doing things today meant that I actually ended up buying a plastic bottle. Very sad, very sad. The usual, gonna grab some tea. Nice. Enjoy, Richard. Hello, hi. How are you doing? Robot Teapot, how are you doing? Dead Hyperspace, how are you doing? Tell me how you're doing. I am back. Welcome back. I hope you got your tea and I hope you enjoy it. Hi, Countess Variona, welcome in. How are you today? Thank you for contributing to the main challenge. Yes. To be fair, I don't think it's going to be. It's just a more frilly version of my current outfit, right? It's just a more frilly version, but I'm going to make it Psydere themed. I'll try and make it roughly match my actual design. I'll try my best. I can't promise anything though. Watching you in brain fog fix video while I post oh my gosh. Why is it I literally get like 15 minutes into stream and I can't talk anymore? Why does this happen every time? Watching you and the brain fog fix video you posted in the Discord. Yes, I saw that. The healthy gamer GG one. Love that. While sewing. Ooh, sewing. What are you sewing? I'm interested. Active procrastination with useful stuff. Heck yeah, we love that. It's not procrastination if you're doing something useful, to be fair. I always tell myself that, like, you're still being productive. It might not be working towards an immediate goal, but it's still productive, you know? It still counts. It's like I always see, like, I think for me, video editing is the, like, productive procrastination. Like, I'm not working on my thesis, but, you know, it's still productive. Eric! Hi, Eric! How are you? Thank you for the resub. Oh my gosh, 7 months. I feel old. Thank you so much. 7 months is a really long time and I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing good. Let's see. Last time I drank tea, I was probably in kindergarten. Dang, really? I drink tea all the time, but I am a walking British stereotype, to be fair, so that's probably the reason why. I enjoy when my shit posting begets knowledge. Also, I just saw the no distractions in title, Godspeed. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I will get distracted. I always get distracted. It's just like a fundamental part of my existence at this point. But I swear, I am determined to finish this paper because we've spent like 4 streams on this paper and I keep just like going off on tangents about game design and like learning about reflective something or other. And I want to finish it. I'm determined. I need to read this paper and I want to finish it. Thank you for the follow, Sheppy. Welcome in. How are you? I hope you're doing good today. Oh, Variona, you're okay? You just got home after about 4 hours of travel. Oh yeah, you've been traveling, haven't you? I hope the traveling's been okay. I hope it's been like not too like intense, because I know traveling sometimes it's really chill and really, really nice, but sometimes it's so intense and you're just like, I am tired. I am now tired and I want to sleep. I'm like a tired traveler. Like I really enjoy it while I'm doing it, and then like I don't know, that especially planes. There's something about planes where like we take off and then we hit like I don't even know what the like flight level is, but there's a certain flight level where like every time I just pass out, like I just fall asleep. It's wild. It's like I could just fall asleep on command when I'm on a plane. It's kind of strange. Kind of strange. I'm very hot because AC is dead, but otherwise quite good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I hope the AC gets fixed quickly. It's been kind of hot here, but, well, you know, relative to Ireland standards, it's been kind of warm here, but we don't have air conditioning, but then we don't generally need it, to be fair. I think there's literally like 5 days in a year where aircon is appreciated, and otherwise it's just like, yeah, I can function fine. How am I? I'm okay, thank you. I'm okay. Yeah, no, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Had a nice productive day today. Got to have a nice productive day with husbando, so yeah, that was good. That was good. Fixing my Pepe themed sleep mask and shorts later. I love that. I love that. My cat made a Pavlov response with me. She started meowing on the front door late at night when she's inside the room, so I opened the door to let her out of the house. I don't think that's Pavlovian conditioning. I think that that's just the cat being smart. That would be more operant conditioning, I think, actually, because she's actively learned to, like, meow, and then that gets you to open the door. So, yeah, I think that would be operant conditioning. Like, cats are very smart. They have consciousness. Like, they can operantly condition. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but we're going with it. Downloaded a Pomodoro app, but too scared to test it out. Absolutely test it out. I use one called Forest. It's not like explicitly a Pomodoro app, but you can set like timers basically. So it blocks all of your access to your apps. It's on your phone, but you can have it. There's a browser add-in too, actually. But it blocks access to all of the sites that are distracting you or all of the apps that are distracting you. It's really good. But yeah, I tend to just... Because I'm one of those people that goes into like hyperfixation flow state type of sessions. I put it on more as a way to just time how long I am working. But you can set like a timer so that you actually sit there and work like half an hour or 45 minutes or whatever you want to do. I use the stopwatch feature just to, yeah, time how long I've been going, because otherwise, good lord, do I just keep going? Drinking tea is required in the law by law in the UK. This is so true, actually. It's part of the British citizenship test. It's true. Hi, I hope you're having a good day. Thank you, Sheppy. Thank you. I'm having a good day. I am, thank you. I hope you are too. She even tried the same with my mother-in-law to open the backyard door for her, but all she got was my mother-in-law berating me for letting the cat disturb the house so early in the morning and waking up her husband and kid. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess, because, okay, so I still think it's operant conditioning, but it's just that the cat assumes that it, like, generalizes to everybody, rather than realizing that it's just you. So I reckon that if she kept trying to do it with different people and they refused to open the door, then she would learn that it's only you, which would definitely still be operant conditioning. Actually, no, because that's straying out of operant conditioning. That's starting to be just like standard, like, learning behavior.
Hello, Psydere. Hello, chat.
Hi, Lord Tifazzle. Hi. Thank you for the resub. 7 months. Wild. Wild. Thank you so much. It's been such a long time. Oh, I feel old. I can't believe it. Like, it's gone so quickly. I started streaming in November and it's already June. And I can't believe how much time that is. I can't believe how much time that is. And we've had affiliate for 7 months. That's wild. That's wild. I don't even know how to process that. I think this is the longest that I've ever stuck with like a hobby. Oh my gosh, but thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much. 34,000 feet. I don't remember what it is in correct units. Yeah, I can't remember the flight levels. I'm very bad at that. I'm very bad at flight levels, but yeah, something like that. I just pass out. Don't know what it is. Been very hot here, and it's going to be worse this weekend. It's the same across the most of the UK actually, but I think Ireland's been we've been kind of spared from it. But yeah, I know that hot in other places means a lot hotter than it does here, to be fair. So. Oh, you got a weak heat wave for your summer and then it's back to winter? Yeah, the weather's been really variable. Really, really variable. It's been very strange. Very strange. There must be something going on with the, what's the thing? The thing. Oh, the thing. The jet stream? Is there something going on with that? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I should look into this. 35°C tomorrow? Wait, 35 Celsius today and 38 tomorrow. That's... No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not about that. I'm not about that. That's too much. That's too much. Travel was okay. It was kind of air thing since it wasn't a fun area, but it was all expense paid since it was a work thing. That's so nice. That's so nice. I think, I don't know, I've done a few work things. I have like, my work things are consistently like, it's not all expense paid, but it's a nice area. So that's kind of fun, but kind of not because I'm paying for everything myself or most of it myself. But I feel like all expense paid could be potentially okay regardless of where you go. I don't know. I kind of like exploring like a range of places as well, like not places that are kind of off the beaten path that tourists don't go very often. Can we have the name of that miracle app posted on Discord? You absolutely can. I will try my best to remember, but it's called Forest. Not more. No, not the maid outfit. Also, hi, Nightmind. And hello, Havonzir. Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm a bit behind on chat. Bear with me. Bear with me. There's a theory that says cats have learned to meow to sound close to human babies to make humans more susceptible to take care of them. Yeah, I've heard of that too. Quack. Quack quack. I've heard that too. Also, like yeah, like the kind of baby face that's kind of potentially adaptive, because you do see it in wild animals too, but you see it less to a lesser extent. It's quite exaggerated in cats. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check, and also be mindful. No mind. Also, I just realized I forgot to do the be mindful last stream. I owe you that. Do you want to do 2 today? Or do you want me to save it for next stream? Or do you want me to reimburse your points? What is your preference? Tell me. As British, do you hate the US version of The Office? I'm neutral. I actually have never watched The Office. That's probably really bad. Probably really bad, actually. My cat learned to never wake up my mum or my little brother because my mum scolds the cat with words, so he wakes me up at 4 a.m. to let it out. See, cats are smart. Yeah, Boris is a very smart cat. Cats are smart. They learn these things. They learn like specific things about, yeah, about specific people. They like remember you as an individual. They're big brain. They make me nervous. If they had thumbs, it'd be over for us. Like they would take over. Imagine if like cats could learn how to drive. No, it's over. Flight level equals freaking high. Yeah, it's like a way to like measure like the height that the plane's at, but I always forget what is what. I find planes very relaxing. It's very fun. Granted, I make planes. Wait, you make planes? That's the kind of engineer you are. That's so cool. That's so cool. I love that. Yeah, I find planes very relaxing too. Also boats. Boats, planes, and trains. All 3 of them. Not a fan of coaches or buses, to be honest. I get a bit travel sick on them. Not a fan. Yeah. Had some good food. Nice, nice. Oh, wait, we're at 25% on the maid outfit already? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Pain. Pain. Reimburse, only redeem it to torture you? Okay, I'll make that happen. Oh my gosh. Why does everybody torture me? What's up with this? What's up with this? We're a science stream? Yeah, there's nothing but high quality science here. Nothing but high quality science and also maid outfits. Well, no maid outfits yet, but it's let's be honest, I can see it approaching me. There you go. There's your points back. Please, no more maid outfit with them. Thank you. I am a scientist. I am not a maid. I'm a quality engineer with a focus on aerospace. That's so cool. I would love to learn more about that because I have no idea how like actual like physical kind of engineering works. Like I have no idea. I can kind of just about grasp like the computer kind of engineering because I think it's a bit like because I've used some of like because I code stuff myself basically. I can kind of like understand things a little bit, but yeah, actual like physical stuff engineering, that's terrifying. I would kill people if I did that. That would be terrible. I don't pay enough attention to details. It would be so bad. Oh no, I'm like too optimistic. I'd be like, oh yeah, this will be fine. It isn't fine. Too broke to be on a plane or a boat, but one day I will, and then they'll see how powerful I am. That's valid. That's valid. To be fair, I've had to travel a fair bit for work to go to conferences and stuff, so that's the main reason why. And then also like to, you know, get back to England every now and then. That's why I've been on so many planes and boats. And also trains are just like a fundamental part of Europe, to be honest. Like it's quite hard to live in Europe and not get trains. Also, I just realized I still haven't done the hydrate. I did do the posture check, but I did not do the hydrate. 1 second. I'm getting so lax. Too lax with the redeems. Oh my gosh. Actually, you know what? There's nothing left in this. I'm just gonna finish it. There you go. I finished it. I finished the bottle of water. The bottle of water. Finished it. Happy? If you're a scientist, you are a maid to Elsevier in stage. That's so painfully true. Please don't hurt me like this. Well, welcome in, Nico. Hope you're doing well. Don't hurt me like this. Oh no. Okay, wait. We need to get the cards out. 1 second. Praise our Lord Kelvin. So true. Okay. Was Kelvin the Irish one? I forget. Okay, right, so. We done this? No, wait, have we? I don't think that we've done this. Okay. Okay, I don't think we've done this one. So, oh, I saw someone also asked, I can't remember who, sorry. Let me scroll back quickly to check. Who said this? What is Be Mindful? So, Be Mindful is that I've got a set of mindfulness cards. So we're going to do a mindfulness activity together. Isn't that nice? Today's one is a gratitude card. So let's see what that is. Okay, so. Hi, Boomer. Welcome in. Welcome in. Are we good? I'm good, thank you. How are you? I hope you're good. Kelvin is Northern Irish? It's all one island. Okay. Right, gratitude. Gratitude. So today's a gratitude card. That's the most English thing I've ever said, isn't it? It's all one island. Oh my gosh. There's the relation between like England especially and Ireland and like Northern Ireland versus the Republic. It's very complicated and it's getting even more complicated as time goes on. So yeah, I'd argue that's the most Irish, man. Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. There's a bit of a joke here in Ireland that like sometimes Northern Irish people will be like, I'm British, I'm British, I'm British. And then they go over to Britain, as in Great Britain, the island, and then everyone calls them Irish. And it's a bit of a culture shock for them. Oh dear. Oh dear. Born in Belfast. I see. I see. I would argue that's the most Irish. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Depending on who you talk to. It's either very, very Irish or very, very British. And sometimes it's quite difficult to navigate those conversations, especially as an English person who also specializes in like the psychology of intergroup conflict. Sometimes I feel a bit awkward talking to people about it. I've had a few classes where I've been teaching it, and you know, the class is mostly Irish people, and they're like, why are you talking about this? Like, I've genuinely had a student say that to me, and I'm like, well, I've read the papers. When you get a PhD in it, you can go and teach the class, you know? I can't help it. I can't help that I came over here. Okay, let's see. Oh, he also argued against Irish independence, but that was in the 1800s, so it might have been more nuanced. Yeah, things have like kind of been a bit all over the place. Belfast is in the Cthulhu mythos. Is it? I don't know. I don't know anything about Cthulhu mythos. Cthulhu mythos. I don't know anything about like mythical creatures in general. So yeah. Okay. So gratitude. So today's card is a gratitude card. It says, write a letter of... Wait, no. Let me be calmer. This is better when we do the calm voice. Okay. Write a letter of gratitude to an important person in your life. This could be a teacher, colleague, friend, partner, or family member. Describe why you are grateful to them and what it means... Wait, what? Describe why you are grateful to them and what it means to you to have them in your life. That's wholesome. Be mindful ASMR. I probably could do mindfulness ASMR at some point if I really wanted to challenge myself, but the ASMR is particularly the thing that my the people that know me in real life are like, that's not like you at all. What is that? I don't know, maybe we could do a mindfulness ASMR as the next community challenge when I eventually get around to recording the science one. But yeah, write a letter of gratitude. Well, it's quite difficult for us to article reading ASMR. We've already done that community challenge, and I set it to 30 days, 50k points, and it got raised in like literally like 3 streams. I was really upset by it, so I have to record an article reading ASMR already, but I just haven't had the like time or environment to do it. But yeah, it's sat there, and I know I need to do it, and I will do it. But yeah, I need time. People make me do painful things. It's not Scamderate. I will do it. Which plushie am I writing to? Oh my gosh. You know me too well. Okay, so it's kind of hard for us to write a letter of gratitude on stream. But maybe you could say who you would write your letter of gratitude to without doxing them, without using any names. Please just like describe their vague title. And yeah, kind of roughly why. I have a cop-out answer to this, to be honest. I actually wrote not a letter, but like a card. Like I made a card for Husbando a little while back that was listing out a whole bunch of reasons why I'm grateful to have him in my life, because I'm cringe like that. But I think he liked it. It's not Scamderate. I put a lot of time and effort into that, except I didn't do the watercolor on the front, even though Husbando Mod thought I did at first. But I didn't. I wasn't skilled enough to do that. That's so sweet. I try. Episode 100, Proceedings of the International. Pages 1020 to 1090. Actually, that's going to be what it's like. I'm torn because I think the paper that we originally agreed on was it was going to be one about like socio-demographic variables and how that affects people going into academia, but it's a bit depressing. So I'm not sure if I want to do that one. I think it might be fun to. I think during the sufferathon, when I was being made to do like suffering challenges, I did a short, like 3-minute ASMR of an article about ASMR. So that could be funny to do again. My only limitation is that it has to be like Creative Commons without the non-commercial stipulation, because I don't know if I would ever end up making money off it or not. So I'm trying to be careful and only use stuff that's fine to be used commercially. But yeah, licenses are a whole thing. They're a whole thing. But yeah, so letter of gratitude. Aside from Husbando, I'm trying to think. I think if I could choose another person, it'd probably be my high school psychology teacher, who is like the reason I went into psychology, to be honest. He was very, very good. He was a very good teacher. He was a bit of a legend, actually. He dropped out of a PhD because he got bored of it. Like, he just didn't like academia, which is extremely valid. But like, he said that I was the only person that ever noticed, because I went up to him one day after a lesson and was like, "Sir, like, what did you do before you were a teacher? Because you are too smart to have just gone straight into being a teacher. You know too much about the world." And he was like, "What do you think that I did?" And I was like, "I don't know. You know too much about psychology. It's very suspicious. Were you a psychologist?" And he was like, "Yeah, actually, I was. I did like two or 3 years of a PhD, and then didn't like academia and dropped out, and then went to go learn how to teach in secondary school because I preferred teaching," which was very cool. But yeah, apparently I was the only person that ever noticed that. But he was such a good teacher. He, like, a lot of teachers that I had, if you ask them, you know, this is a thing that I'm interested in, why is it a thing, they'd just be like, "I don't know, go look it up," or even worse, they'd be like, "I don't know, because I said so, because the textbook says so, I have nothing, like, stop asking me questions." But he would actually like go out of his way. If you asked a question in class, he would go out of his way to go and read a few papers after class, and then in the next lesson would be like, "So you asked this is what I've worked out from reading these review papers." It was very cool. He also made us do a psychology project, like, in high school. I don't think he got ethics approval, so let's move on from that. Dear Guts from Berserk, I'm grateful for. Valid. Oh dear. I love learning about things. I hate education. That's also valid. That's very, very valid. I think, yeah, I'm not a fan of the structure of like sitting in classes and like doing assessments and stuff. It didn't work super well for me. But the university that I went to for my like previous education, they had generally a bit more of a chill approach. So they kind of like would give you a broad range of things that you could potentially write about, which was very cool. So you could kind of do a bit more self-directed essays and stuff like that. Or like they would just say, "We want you to do a research project on this topic. Just go do it. Go do it. You've got control over what you do." And they'd mark you on the actual quality of it, which is very different to how I've seen other universities do it, actually. So I feel quite grateful that I managed to have that kind of education, because I think that really helped with me personally. I'm not a being told what to do kind of person. I'm more of a let me go and do my own thing and work it out kind of person. Dear Ryan Gosling, I'm grateful for. Okay, no, not Ryan Gosling. I've got an issue, right? I have like a little bit of face blindness, and I genuinely cannot tell Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling apart. Like, they look like the same person to me. It's really bad. Really, really bad. I can't tell them apart. Like, I know based on their names what one of them has done and what the other one's done. I know that Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, and I know that Ryan Gosling is like Ken from Barbie, and also in Blade Runner. But when I look at them, they look like the same person. And I don't know why. I can't tell them apart. It's so bad. I'm also a visual and a doer. Yeah. I'm not so much visual, I don't think. I'm good with reading. I really like, well, is it like I like it? I'm just good at it. I was like diagnosed as being like hyperlexic when I was a kid, so I can read really quickly and have good comprehension of it, but doer, definitely. I like to break things. I had professors who did the exact opposite and derailed the entire lecture anytime anyone asked a question. Yeah, see, university's different, I think. Like, lecturers do that. I do that, to be fair. I also do that. But lecturers do that. Teachers in like secondary school, they were more like, "I'm just going to teach you what's on the syllabus, what you need to pass the exam." Grateful to girlfriend, mum and brother, maybe a few friends. Honestly, I think I must receive those messages from those I save. Oh. Oh. Well, I must say also, this is also quite cringe, but I will say it. I'm also very grateful for all of you, because it, like, streaming, I started doing it on a whim because Husbando suggested it. Like, "Oh, maybe you'd enjoy this." And I was like, "Go on then. Yeah, why not?" But like, it's had a really big impact on my life in a really good way. Like, it's the first time that I've ever properly stuck with a hobby. So it means a lot, and I'm very grateful for all of you. That's so sappy, I know, but same first name equals same person. No, they have the same face. When I look at them, I can't tell them apart. It's nothing to do with their name. Like, I understand that conceptually that they're different. And I know what their name's attached to. Like, I don't mix them up because they're both Ryan. It's just their faces look the same. I can't tell them apart. Ryan Gosling's the one that looks like a serious person. That means nothing to me. They both look the same. Wait, they aren't the same person? Oh my god, Nightmind, you know. Okay, I'm so glad it's not just me. I'm so glad it's not just me. They're the same person. Hi, Doc Rex. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing today? I hope you're good. Oh my god, wait, what? We're 31% of the way to the... No. No, not the maid outfit. Please stop. Please stop. I just did the nastiest cough. I'm so glad that I muted for that. Quack, indeed. Thank you, husbando. Quack, indeed. Oh my gosh. I thought they cast I legitimately thought they cast Deadpool as Ken and went, oh nice, cool. For real, I thought they were the same person. And then like, I don't know, it's even like, I don't know, I can tell that like the personalities, I can tell them apart slightly. They've got a kind of different way of appearing on screen. I would say that, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I can tell their vibe apart. This is very scientific. I can tell their vibe apart. Their auras, man. They've got different auras, but they're still kind of similar, even in that sense. And then, like, I don't know, they just look like the same person. The two Ryans is a Canadian conspiracy to suggest that there are more Canadians than there actually are. That is, okay, maybe it actually is. Maybe that's the answer. Have you ever actually seen them in separately? Like, I've seen one image of them together, and it genuinely looked like there was just a mirror down the middle of the image. Otherwise, have you ever actually seen them separately? Have you ever seen Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling together in person? No, I didn't think so. Why is it that they're never in the same films? I think this is a valid question to ask. Anyway, speaking of conspiracies, you know what's a really good way to deal with conspiracies? Teaching critical thinking. Check me out with my segue. Anyway, should we actually read the paper now? Oh my gosh. I mean, they both play attractive white male models. Exactly! They're the same person! No, oh, okay. Okay, we're not reading it. Sorry, everybody, I'm putting it away. No, we're reading this paper. We are reading this paper and we are finishing this paper because we have spent like 4 streams talking about this paper and I want it to end. I'm done with this paper. It's over for this paper. We are finishing it. We are reading their evaluation section and then we are closing it and we are never talking about it again until I upload it to YouTube. Okay? Okay, no, for real. So, right, quick bit of background context about this paper. So, this is a paper, wait, there is a black line at the top of this and it's really annoying me. There we go, it's gone. Okay. Okay, so, a little bit of context on this paper. So, this paper's documenting a game which is designed to help develop critical thinking skills. It's kind of in the title, to be fair. So basically the game, it's pretty cool. It's like a historical game. So it's set in the past, but it's like a fantasy past. It's like, you know, like free run kind of setup, Lord of the Rings. Like they've not got technology. They've got magic. They've got medieval technology. They don't need technology because they've got magic. You know, it is what it is. But basically, in this game, there's a witch that was burnt at the stake like 100 years ago, and the king, who is in charge at the minute, and his council, they want to know if burning her at the stake was actually the right thing to do. Oh no, sorry, they locked her up. They locked her up in a magical, like, prison, and they want to know if that was the right thing to do or not. So, what you do when you're playing this game is you go through all sorts of little bits of evidence, and you link them together, and you try to formulate an argument based on whether what you've read to see whether this was the right thing to do or not. That's the quick summary of the game. There's like reflective skills built into it. So you kind of look back at what you've done and reflect on what you've done and explain why you've done it. And that's meant to get you thinking about how the evidence connects. And yeah, that's basically, that's the summary of it, to be honest. That's it. So the first stream, we read about the theoretical background, but I didn't know what some of it was, so we spent a bit of time like looking up the theories. And then the second stream, we read about their game development process, which was iterative. So they tested it out with paper, like they literally like printed out what they thought the UI would look like, or drew it or something, and then they like manually flipped between bits of paper. And then they did like a kind of I think it was a web-based text thing, where it had the key features of the game, but without the actual interface. And then after that, they updated the interface to make it more appealing and not painful. So that's where we are. So the next section is reading about the evaluation of the game, which is to test... which is checking whether or not the game actually improved critical thinking skills as they're hoping it will. So that's the quick summary of where we are with this paper. It has taken us too long, but we're getting there. You took more than one stream to read a paper. I did indeed. I get distracted. I get distracted. I like looking into stuff, and then everyone's talking, and I chat instead of reading. It's I don't know why it took me so long, to be honest. It's a really straightforward paper, but it will end. It ends today. There is no more historical text-based game after today. I have many questions. Did my spiel answer your questions? Oh, you've got a test now? Good luck. Good luck. You can do it, Orishiro. We believe in you. What do I need to roll to get a critical thinking skill? Honestly, I wish I knew. I pretend that I've got critical thinking skills. I don't know what I'm doing. I just like rip into stuff and hope for the best. I like witch hats. King screwed. Yep, I agree. Can I just say, this is a massive tangent, but like magical girl designs that have a witch hat on, 10 out of 10. Love those. Is this the paper that inspired you to make your own game? No, actually. I wanted to do that already. I was meant to be making one anyway as part of a research project I was involved in, but then pandemic happened and it didn't work out. So it's just something that's been on my bucket list like my whole life. And I thought I was going to get it done through this research project, and then it didn't happen. So now I'm like, well, I just have to take matters into my own hands and do it myself. Focus dairy emote when? That's a good question. I should do that. We should do a focus dairy emote. But that would involve me actually focusing. So, yeah. Oh, hi Dapper welcome in. Wait, you've been here the whole time. I'm so sorry. I didn't say hi to you because your name is purple on my view, and so is Dead Hyperspace, and they're the same length. And I did not process that was two separate people. I'm so sorry. That's so bad. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I'm sorry. I need to read more carefully. It's because it's like dark, like it's purple and then it's like a dark background and I can't actually read it unless I hover over it and it makes the background lighter. It's quite painful, actually. This is very bad UI design. Speaking of bad UI design, actually these guys did pretty good. So this is where we got to. This is what the game looks like. It's pretty basic. But that's okay. Sometimes that's fine. Galaxy Brain Dairy, we should do that. Oh, I'm sorry. We're just like Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds, you are. That's it. We've got our own chat, Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds. But which one's which? Which one of you is Ryan Gosling and which one of you is Ryan Reynolds? Fight it out. Work out who's who. Sometimes less is more. This is so true, actually. And it kind of works. It kind of works. Actually, chatter's fault for choosing the same colour. Can you choose the colour? Is that a thing? I didn't even know you could do that. I've learned something. He's literally me. How do I change the colour? Wait. How do I, what? Professional Twitch stream. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never pretended to know. Never pretended. How do I do that? Wait. What? You can change the, wait, chat appearance, is it that one? No. No. It isn't. I don't know how to do it. I want to change my colour. This isn't fair. There's a little cog. Okay, I've got the cog. I don't know if it's because I've got the mod view on or what, but I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it. I think it's, oh wait, switch to non-mod settings. There we go. Quick, chat, she's turned off her moderation tools. Chat appearance? No, not that one. Where is it? Oh wait, edit. No way! Wait, it just set me to orange red by default. That's so cool. Wait, can you... Oh, wait. You can make a custom color if you've got turbo. Okay. Well, I don't, so... I guess that's an advertisement for turbo. I don't have it. But, yeah. Quick, while she's busy, what's the next thing we can derail the stream with? Please don't. Please don't derail. No, we can't do that. I've learned something today. This is so nice. If you're on Twitch a lot, turbo is nice, not sponsored. Yeah, see, I've seen it and it's very tempting. It's very, very tempting. Very tempting. But I'm a grad student, so, you know. We need her to watch Edge Runners. I should watch that. I should watch that. I haven't watched that yet, and I should. Okay, right, paper. So, paper. Right, let me have a drink first, actually. Okay, so, evaluation. We got to the evaluation. Oh yeah, so overall, the feedback from their iterative design process was nice. Like, people liked it, which is good. That's good. We love it when an educational game is actually a good game. We love that. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, evaluation. So, one of the most widely employed tools to measure critical thinking. I'm gonna keep... Someone said conspiracy earlier, and now I'm gonna keep reading this as conspiracy theory. No, critical thinking. One of the most widely employed tools to measure critical thinking skills is the Watson-Glacier Critical Thinking Appraisal. Wait, it's called the Watson-Glacier Critical Thinking Appraisal, but it was made by Bernard and colleagues. Okay, cool. Although it's generally been shown to be reliable under some statistical aspects, authors including Crouch and Hassan and Madam, 2007, find that it can struggle to act as a precursor to the ability to think critically in the future. Okay. So it's statistically reliable, but it doesn't always predict your ability to think critically downstream. Got it. Okay. I think all games are educational in their own way. Like, LoL teaches you not to play LoL. Man, I've never played League. What does that mean? Does that mean that I'm, does it mean I'm doing okay? Tell me. Conspiracy theory paper. I need to read one on stream at some point. I'm just trying to find one that's like a decent reflection of the field and also is like open access and can be read. That's actually the biggest issue. We stand good game design. Exactly. We do. Keep it that way. No, not. Keep it that way. No League. Okay, noted. Not playing League would make you sane. Noted. Okay, I won't touch it. I only know one person that like played it a lot, and they had to stop playing it when they did their masters because it was getting in the way of doing their masters work. Like there is something about that game that seems to be genuinely addictive, and I would love to know why. Like what about it? But I don't know because I've never played it. I don't understand. And like I've tried watching some footage of it and I was just like, okay, like it looks whatever. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. League players would be an interesting sample though. They really would. They really would. I wonder how they're differentiated from the overall population. I do wonder. Don't you have an addictive personality? Not really, to be honest. I would say I have more of an obsessive personality. I don't really tend to get addicted to things, but I do have a strong tendency to get very excited and interested in things, and then I will just not stop. Like, so like for example, I don't know, like I've never had an issue just like stopping playing video games, but if I get really, really interested in the lore of a video game, then I will sit there and obsessively like learn about the lore and, you know, make fan art and stuff like that. I mean, I've not done that in a very long time, to be fair. There's not really been a game that did that to me. But like, well, since I was a teenager anyway. But yeah, that's how I'd describe it. I think there's a difference, you know. I don't get addicted. I like hyperfixate on things. Oh, the VTuber is neurodivergent. Who would have guessed? Oh my gosh, not even Kingdom Hearts. I've never played it. I've never played Kingdom Hearts. And I saw that the bundle is like on sale on Steam at the minute. And I was really tempted because I know lots of people who have said really good things about it. And I know it's a really core like childhood or adolescence game for a lot of people, like a game series. But yeah, no, I was never a Kingdom Hearts kid. I was like a Pokemon and Sonic the Hedgehog kid, which is like really funny because I don't think I've ever actually finished a Sonic the Hedgehog game, but I wasn't interested in the games necessarily. I was interested in the characters and like the lore around the characters, and like I read more of the comics than I did play the games because I was interested in the world building basically. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll consider it. It's kind of expensive though. But I don't know when it's gonna go on sale again like that again. I've never seen it on sale like that before, so maybe I should take the chance while it's there. But anyway, critical thinking evaluation. Oh dear. We are an hour in and I've read 2 sentences. This is excellent. This is going very well. So this measure, the Watson-Glacier critical thinking appraisal, it's been criticised. It doesn't really predict future critical thinking skills very well. And it also seems like it doesn't differentiate critical thinking between domains very well too. Okay. Because the focus of this project is on the specific domain of history, a study design based around the Watson-Glacier thing was deemed inappropriate here. Gellerstein showed that it's possible to develop an ad hoc instrument to measure critical thinking skills based on the specific circumstances of the study. They validate their instrument through a variety of methods, including think aloud evaluations and statistical tests, such as Cronbach's alpha. I have strong opinions on that. Oh dear. Okay. I have a little bit of training in psychometrics, which is like the statistical study of like how we measure latent constructs, like latent psychological constructs. So they're like the kind of the variables underlying things that you can't directly tap into, but you can measure it in other ways, if that makes sense. So like personality, that's an example. Like you can't directly like observe someone's personality. There isn't a ruler or a scale to measure how neurotic somebody is, for example, but you can approximate it based on their responses to a scale, to like a questionnaire. And I must say that this thing about like just creating an ad hoc instrument and just validating it using Cronbach's alpha, that's not what Cronbach alpha is for. And just because people are saying, oh yeah, I think this is good, doesn't mean that statistically it is actually good, if that makes sense. But I don't know how much I can talk about that without getting into the kind of nitty-gritty technical stuff, which I'm not super confident on. Yeah. It's like $60 for 7 games. It's practically a steal. Exactly. It's really good. I'm really strongly considering it. Let's see. But yeah, Chromeback's alpha is meant to be a measure of like how well the items kind of fit together. It's a measure of internal reliability. So how consistently the scale items all measure roughly the same thing. Like, do they all correlate together? But that's not how it's meant to be used. It shouldn't be used to validate an instrument. It should be used to check an instrument that you've already validated using other methods. So I don't like that. And this is a really serious issue actually in most social sciences. We do this a lot. We kind of just sit there and go like, oh yeah, we've made a measure, a questionnaire that definitely measures the thing that we said it measures. Like, trust me, bro. I've run a few statistical tests. Trust me, bro. That's not, no, it's not good. And I think it's a big part of the reason why we've had a replication crisis, to be honest, because we're just kind of using the tests and not understanding what they're for. It's not ideal. But yeah, that's my opinions. Science by Trust Me Bro. That's genuinely like how it works sometimes. It's genuinely just like, oh yeah, we measured this thing. It definitely does the thing that we said it does. Because there's not really a way to like directly check in the same way that there would be in other fields. Like, I don't know, like if you're, I don't know, say for example with like biology, I don't know. Let's say you're looking at, let's go with microbiology. Let's say you're looking at cells, or like cellular biology. We're looking at cells, right? If you want to do something to the cell, like you can kind of guess that like, oh, maybe this enzyme might do this thing to, whoops. Maybe this enzyme might do this thing to the cell. And like, that might be based on your predictions of what should happen like at a molecular level. But at the end of the day, you can a lot of the times like whack the cell under a microscope at the enzymes and see what happens. Or like measure it in other ways, like with, I don't know, like x-rays or something like that. You can do something to check. But like with psychological and kind of just social science constructs in general, you're kind of limited to like, do people say that it does? But the problem is that what people say doesn't always align with what they're actually thinking or how they actually behave. Like, there's all sorts of interventions that have been shown to like change people's behavioral intentions, which is how they intend to behave around something. Let's say, I don't know, recycling. You do some kind of intervention, and once you've run it, you give people a questionnaire and they say like, yeah, man, I'm definitely going to increase my recycling. And then they might say the same thing again 2 weeks later. But if you actually look at their behavior, if you actually look at the quantity of like general rubbish versus recycling that they're producing, there might not be a difference. So intentions and behavior are not always the same thing. Like, how many times have you said to yourself, oh yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna, I don't know, go and exercise, and then you just don't? It's a really recurrent issue in, or not issue, but it's an issue in measurement. It's not an issue with people. Like, it's just a normal, natural thing, but it's an issue with measurement because, like, there's not really any other way to tap into it beyond, like, what we can ask people, what they report to us, what other people report about them, or what we can observe. But sometimes there's things that we just can't observe, and sometimes there's things that other people can't observe. So it's just entirely, like, dependent on what the person says. So, yeah, it can be really difficult to measure those things. Sorry, I just went on a complete rant. That was not necessary. Don't trust me, bro. Trust the 2 peer reviewers who skimmed my articles during their lunch break. For real. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on peer review. Skimmed the articles during their lunch break because they're not being paid to do it. It's not part of their job model. Like, they literally, like, it's volunteering and they get nothing for it. And, like, your code, they haven't looked at it. Like, your data, they haven't looked at it. Nobody does. I've never peer reviewed because I just refuse to do it unpaid. And like I keep getting requests and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. And like, maybe that makes me a bad scientist. It probably makes me a bad scientist. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I'm not being paid for it. So fight me. Never peer reviewed. I know. I've reviewed conference abstracts, but it wasn't like a proper paper. It was just like posters. Yeah, I've reviewed posters, but I've never reviewed an actual. Also, I got paid for that, so that was why I did that. But I've never reviewed an actual paper, which is wild. I should probably do that at some point, but I can't bring myself to do it for free. Like, the journals are making so much profit, and I'm not getting any of it, and I'm the one that's doing a chunk of the work for them. Nah, I ain't doing it. It's a scam. Complete scam. That's how most bad advice is, especially investing. So true. As I'm eating pizza right now, you asked about exercise, I feel attacked. I think today is the most exercise that I've done this week. It's getting quite bad. I don't leave the house very much because I just sit there and just write my thesis or like play games so that I'm not thinking about my thesis, or watch streams or do streaming stuff. Like, I don't really leave the house very much anymore, and it means I'm not getting very much exercise. So I'm attacking myself as well. I'm also going to have pizza for dinner. So, you know, we're on the same page here. Oh my gosh. Okay, right. Where do we get to? So it sounds like they're gonna make their own thingy. They're gonna make their own instrument to measure critical thinking. Let's see. The model at the core of this work is the reflective practitioner conceptualization put forward by Schoen. So the authors sought to design a tool that would reflect this model. Crucial to this was the notion of virtual worlds. Schoen defines virtual worlds as contexts for experiment within which practitioners can suspend or control some of the everyday impediments to rigorous reflection in action. This allows the practitioner to focus only on certain parts of the unique problem that they face, which facilitates their ability to see as, since it's easier to recognize a problem with fewer variables as something similar to an experience they've already had. Because seeing as is the prerequisite for doing as in the reflective practitioner model, a well-constructed virtual world is a fundamental problem-solving tool in the arsenal of the practitioner, and therefore for this study. So basically, if you're going to be faced with a complicated problem, it's easier for you to test it out on a simpler problem. I think that's the TLDR. It's the reason why, for example, you know, if you're training to be a psychologist or a therapist, you do loads of role play, like with people who are also trained or people who are also students. It's so that you can get the experience of using those skills in a significantly less complicated case and a significantly less complicated setting. So I guess this is kind of implying that like the game is a kind of watered down version of the kind of complicated tasks that you might be given in real life to piece together evidence. And I guess it is, like, there's probably a clear yes or no that they've decided based on the law, but I imagine the evidence is also kind of worked out to be a bit easier to use too. But yeah, it's just that this is just fancy words, isn't it? For it helps to roleplay. Develop skills with roleplay. Learn how to do things simply, and then you can do it complexly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right, so the authors developed the Evanier Case Files game as a virtual world for the historian. Oh wait, so Ace Attorney teaching critical thinking? Kind of, actually. Yeah, I think so. All academic writing is just fancy words. It really is. Although, I think that my favourite papers are the ones that actually explain things in quite clear language. So, like, I read a paper recently. It was by Tao Yarkoni, and it was called something along the lines of Psychology Has a Generalizability Crisis. And it was just, like, written in really, really accessible language. Like, there was, like, statistics in there. There was pretty hard logic in there, but the way that it was written was just really accessible, and there was like a bit of humor sprinkled in there too, and it just made it such a nice read. There wasn't like an excessive amount of fancy words. When there were, they were all very clearly defined. They weren't used pretentiously. Like, it was a really, really nice example of how to write a paper for me personally. I can't comment much on the actual paper itself because it was very much statistics and I am not a statistician. Oh dear. But yeah, it seemed pretty sensible to me. Okay, right. So the authors developed the Evanier Case Files game as a virtual world for the historian, in that it excludes certain parts of the process of the historian outlined by Towerz and Lang from the gameplay. The process of external criticism, checking for authenticity of sources, is not part of the gameplay, for example. Instead, the game is entirely focused on the process of internal criticism of historical sources. The aim here was thus to ensure the creation of a virtual world that faithfully mirrored this part of the process of the historian in an engaging way. Consequently, according to the reflective practitioner model, all that was necessary to evaluate this approach was to identify a way to check the game was indeed encouraging players to think historically, as outlined by Willingham. Okay, that's pretty straightforward, to be fair. Yeah, so they just focused on the critical thinking. Well, I guess, actually no, to be fair, because checking for authenticity, oh my god, words. Checking for authenticity of sources is also part of critical thinking. You need to know how to evaluate the sources just as much as the content. And then, yeah, the external criticism is like, that's like the peer review, right? It's seeing what other people with expertise are saying about it and also evaluating their authenticity and their credibility. But this is just specifically focusing on like the evidence itself, like not the context, just what was said, which is pretty cool. That's a good way to do it, I think. Because if you have, I mean, I'm sure there's other ways to focus on the context and to be able to evaluate that too. But maybe you only need one. And I guess they'd kind of be doing different things, right? They'd be kind of teaching different skills in a way. I employ academic vocabulary specifically to elevate the perception of my character in the social ecology. Same. I don't even do that though. I'm so bad. Like, I'm the person that sits there, like, in the seminar, and like, I'm listening to the big fancy words, and then I'm like, so what does that mean though? Like, I've actually been told before, like, people that speak English as a second language, like students, especially undergrad students, like they've actually thanked me for doing it, because like I'll be sat there and I'm just open. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. What is that word? What is an elucidate? What is that? Would you elucidate what that means, please? But yeah, I really struggle with big words. I don't have a very good vocabulary, but it's weird because like when I read it, I can understand what it means, but then like I can't use it. And then, like, if I hear it, I don't understand it, but I can read the same word and know what it means. It's very strange, very strange. I'm very much word-based rather than auditory-based. I don't know. Okay, based on the precedent of an effective ad hoc instrument offered by... Actually, wait, no, hang on. I wanted to highlight something. I wanted to highlight this part. This part. That part I wanted to highlight, actually, and you know, I should probably just use my highlight tool. This part. No, just this part. There we go. Okay, cool. Maybe some kind of auditory processing. Yeah, I really struggle with auditory processing. It's strange because it's like, it also depends on the context. If I'm in person with people or I'm listening live to a video feed, I really struggle with it. But like, if it's a podcast with no video, or if it's like music, I'm fine. It's very strange. Very, very strange. Don't know what's going on there. Well, I do know what's going on there. It's probably that my sensory wires are getting a bit crossed, but if there's visuals, then I can't do the sounds as well. It's one or the other. I don't have enough neurons to process all of that. Oh my gosh. What a mess. What a mess. How did I get this far in my education? I genuinely don't know. I don't know. Okay. Based on the precedent of an effective ad hoc instrument offered by Gellerstein, the authors designed a set of questions that asked the participants to reflect on what they were doing as they were playing the game and why they took certain action. Okay, that's cool, I guess. These were administered in the form of a semi-structured interview right after the participant played through the game. Because of the difficulty of conducting in-person studies imposed by the pandemic, oh, that's a mood. The evaluations were conducted over the video conferencing platform Zoom. Oh, Zoom interviews, man. They revolutionized qualitative research, but oh my lord. Like, it makes transcription so much easier, but it also, some people just really struggle with it. Even now, despite the pandemic, everyone, there's people that still really struggle with it. So it's very sample dependent. Anyway, based on the precedent of an ad, oh, don't even get me started. Don't get me started. They did it, so it's fine. Just do it on Twitch, for real. What could possibly go wrong? Isn't that just like... Okay, no, actually. Serious question. Right. Would it work to have, like, a streamer asking questions, like a qualitative interview schedule, and then chat responds, and then you analyze the text that chat responds with? I might have just thought of a way to do a study live on stream. You could also use Whisper for the transcription. Yeah, right. So it's got so much easier, the transcribing. Like, the automatic transcription tools are so good now. Sounds like a fun stream idea. I should do that. I don't know if it's, like, ethically problematic, though. I'd have to ask my ethics advisor friends. I'd have to check with them first. But I guess if everybody, like, knows what's happening, they can just not post in chat if they don't want to, you know? I guess it could be a series of 2 streams, actually. Like, it could be the first one would be, like, quote-unquote collecting the data, and then the second one, whack. The second one could be, like, analyzing it, you know? Don't think so. I think it has to be more engaging or quantitative. Do you reckon? Okay. I don't know. I did consider, like, trying to find some kind of open transcript and then, like, doing a qualitative analysis on stream to show people how it works, but I don't know. I don't know if that would be a thing. This stream does not constitute professional psychological advice. Exactly. I'm not that kind of psychologist. I'm the stinky scientist type. Oh dear. Okay. So they're doing something because other people are doing it. So they've designed a set of questions that ask participants to reflect on what they were doing as they were playing the game and why they took certain actions. In fairness, this is actually, I don't know why they've said this about Gellerstein, but this is actually a well-established way of collecting data. I've forgotten what it's called, but this thing of, like, going through and telling people to, like, basically talk out loud what they're doing, it's a really commonly used tool in user research especially, and it's starting to be used more in actual, you know, like, psychology and stuff like that. Which I'm gonna... But then actually, like, they've done it after. That's a bit of a weird way to do it, because people can forget. Basically, like, people forget things very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. So it's better to do this while they're playing it, to be honest. Stink dairy emote? No, absolutely not. What would that even look like? There may be issues as chat is showing the words, but there is a little indication in the individual's mood and the context of the post. Yeah. See, I'm more worried about people that have, like, got some kind of identifiable information linked to their ID, like their Twitch ID, because that's definitely a thing that you can find out for some people. Like, some people literally just have their name, which is valid. But yeah, if you're identifiable from your Twitch username, then, and you know there's the VOD there, and you can go back and check it, then in theory that would be a confidentiality violation. But again, it's one of those things where like if people are genuinely understanding what's happening and opting in, then it should be okay. But I'm kind of nervous about doing anything that could even remotely go near being an ethics violation, you know? Ooh, you're done with everything besides workout, skincare, and coding. Nice, nice. Nice. Go do that workout. Workout, skincare, coding in that order. The workout will motivate you to code. That's how it works. Okay. Okay. I can try it before you do. You know what? You're welcome to. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. You're welcome to take that stream idea. Go and do something with it. Okay, right. So they did the Zoom interviews. Full anonymized transcripts of the study can be found at data URL to be inserted. Oh my god, amazing. Incredible. This is the published version. 9 participants took part in the study. It's fine, it happens. It happens. 9 participants took part in the study. Okay. 9. I mean, it's qualitative, so fair enough. Qualitative has a lot smaller sample sizes because it doesn't pretend to be generalizable. It's very much focused on the specifics and like detailed experiences of the individuals involved. The participants were selected on the basis that they'd not taken any university level history courses prior to the study being conducted, to limit the confounding effect that previous experience in subjecting historical sources to internal criticism would have had on the results. For the same reason none of the participants had seen or played through the Evanier K-Stars game before, questions were based on the process outlined by Tosh and Lang. Okay. The stream is merely educational and does not constitute actual psychological research. This is true, actually. We're allowed to do demonstrations with students on the basis of it being educational. It might be fine on that basis, but I want to double check like guidelines and stuff before I do that. Results were analysed. I always struggle with this word, and I don't know why. Like, I really just can't read it. Results were analysed along the lines of grounded theory methodology detailed by Chalmers, 2007. Cool. So grounded theory is just a qualitative methodology. I wish I could tell you in depth what the difference is with other ones, but I don't know. I always forget. I think that grounded theory is when you're going into the analysis with some kind of idea of what, like you're kind of applying a theory onto the data, if that makes sense. Like you have a theory that you're working with and then you apply that onto the data. So I don't know, for example, I don't even know, what's a well-known theory? Let's say Marxist theory of the economy. Let's go with that. And then you apply that onto politicians' like interviews, for example, something like that. You know, it's taking a theory and then going through the data and seeing where the theory applies and where it contradicts with the theory. That's what you're doing. Okay. So for each question, all 9 responses were grouped together and viewed side by side. This allowed the authors to have an initial overview of the similarities across participants. Then categories were identified, broader themes which emerged from analysing responses across questions. Yeah, so you kind of look over the data and you see how things cluster together. That's kind of a fundamental part of any kind of qualitative analysis, is just like linking things together. This shortened form of grounded theory analysis is referred to as affinity diagramming in industry. Very cool. And it was selected because it is the qualitative analysis technique best suited to quickly identifying themes in the data. Fair enough. Okay. Right, so I'm going to highlight this part because I think that's the important bit. The results presented here are in narrative form as recommended. Okay, cool. So they're telling the results as a story, basically. That's what it means, rather than splitting it by theme. One of the key skills a historian must employ is dealing with bias in their sources. This relates to skills component of critical thinking, such as analysis and evaluation. Assessing the bias of the sources participants encountered in the game is one of the first emergent themes worth discussing here. All participants who encountered the Royal Palace location stated that the sources there were biased in some way. On the personal letters of King Richard, participant 1 stated you have to take them with a pinch of salt because they've obviously be subjective in nature. In his mind, he's a good guy. On the official court histories, participant 2 noted that they were likely pre-written books, extremely edited, while Participant 3 stated that they believed them to be propaganda. Nice. Considering the purpose of a text was written for is the first step to critical analysis in history. On the official court histories, Participant 3 noted that they would have considered them a useful source if they could have found a document on the context or reason for which they were produced. The idea that a heavily biased source can still be useful for a historical argument is something which Tosh and Lang also note, and the fact that this player voiced such an opinion after playing the game suggests it has potential to encourage marked levels of historical thought. Very cool. Okay. This is really interesting to me because they said explicitly earlier on that they're not actually interested in whether people are like assessing the context, but it seems like they were doing it anyway. So that makes me wonder whether it's kind of such a fundamental part of critical thinking that you can't really separate it out. My gut instinct would be yes, but I have no data to back this up other than what we're seeing right now. Okay. I am going to highlight that. And I'm also going to highlight this. There we go. That's very cool. So yeah, so it seems like, you know, people playing the game are they are genuinely using the kind of critical thinking that you would expect them to. Something that I've just realized though is that although the participants had no university level history courses, that doesn't mean that they didn't have any university level courses. They might have had university level courses in other subjects. This is the kind of thing that I would expect from somebody who's already got university experience. So I'm not sure if that could have been a reason for that. I don't know. I'd need more information about the participants, but we don't seem to have it. Unless it's further down. No, it isn't. Okay. I'm kind of sus that the game itself would teach them to do that. I don't know. Okay. All participants who encountered the village elder character stated that they considered their testimony to be more reliable than documents in the royal palace location. The two reasons given is that the character, like the elder, would have been closer to the event that the player was investigating, and that the elder would not have anything to gain from manipulating the truth. This first intuition of closeness to the event is supported by Tosh and Lang, who note that the historian will often prefer a source as close as possible to the events. The second point on having something to gain by betraying events in a certain way inadvertently echoes a long-standing debate in the literature on the nature of historical truth. Both points are further evidence of historical thought being encouraged. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I don't have anything to add. Like that's just cool. I'm also going to highlight this. I'm a highlighter. I'm so sorry. I'm a highlighter. I didn't realize that like this thing about like portraying events in a certain way is linked, like that's a debate, like the nature of historical truth. I know philosophically it makes sense for it to be a debate, but it's not something that I would have automatically thought of per se. I would really like to know about this. I'm going to highlight this part actually. Inadvertently echoes a long-standing debate in the literature on the nature of historical truth, because I'm interested to know what that is. I might go read that in my own time just because it's interesting. I want to know what that is. This is something that like piques my interest as somebody who also like some of the research that I do, I need to like I end up having to dig through philosophical papers about like the nature of truth. So I'd really like to know something about the nature of historical truth specifically. Like I want to know if there's any key difference in the philosophical debates on that. That would be very cool. Okay. Most participants who encountered the statistical type documents in the Treasury Archives location considered them to be reliable. Participant 4 stated that unlike other documents, which were rumours or hearsay, the statistical reports were the only ones that could be verified by counting and therefore the most reliable. Participant 3 was the only participant who strongly doubted the reliability of the documents in the Treasury Archives, noting that documents were most likely not independently sourced. It came from the same government that benefits from those numbers looking good, so it makes sense that they'd want to use it. Dealing with bias and errors in statistical data is also an important part of the work of a historian, as outlined by Tosh and Lang. Thus, the fact that at least a few participants extended their assessment of bias to the documents in the Treasury archives shows another example of players thinking historically. Yeah, again, not really anything to add. The thing that I find really interesting, actually, is that, like, how much similarity there is between the way that you assess sources in history and then, like, the way that you assess empirical evidence in science. There is a lot of overlap in the actual core skills. It's more just like the specifics of how you apply those skills that seems to be different. That's really interesting to me. Because there's all those debates about, like, oh, humanities versus STEM, and it's like, sounds like we're kind of just doing the same thing, actually, to be honest. I'm gonna highlight. Actually, no. I'm not. That's not interesting. This part is interesting. This part is interesting. This part is interesting. There we go. Cool. Okay. Right. And then the final theme concerning critical thinking skills is the importance of the participants attributed to the context around the documents that they encountered. No participant felt like they had enough information to be confident that the position that they took was correct. Interesting. Okay. Turns out the practice of science is way more similar than anyone had thought. Who knew? I know, right? I know. All of those people that are like, oh, psychology's not a real science. Plot twist. We're all using the same critical thinking skills. Would it be easier to highlight the stuff you're not interested in? Yeah, I think I should go through and just highlight everything in red. No, so actually Zotero has this feature. I don't know. Wait, can I show you this? Is this working? Yeah, it does. Okay. So Zotero has this feature where, there we go. If I go like that and then go like, where are we? Actually, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm lost. You see it. Critical thinking. Where are you? Oh, it's here. Here. So Zotero has this feature where if you, there's like a notes system, but like you can add note from annotations. So as you're highlighting things, if you're making comments in your highlights, then it will automatically port it into a note. I've just realized you can't see this. That's not helpful. Oh. But yeah, right click, add note from annotations, and it automatically ports all of the things that you've highlighted plus the comments you've made about them into a note. It's a really, really useful feature. I use it all the time. Love it. 10 out of 10. But it means that you can actually just like have all of the things that you need from the paper condensed into a note instead of having to constantly go back and actually reference the paper itself. You've never seen that? No way. It's such a good feature. Such a good feature. It needs you to use the like, yeah, integrated highlighting system, but it literally like takes a snapshot of everything. It's really cool. Like if I go up here, if I do this very quickly, actually. So this is going to take a snapshot of the image. Got to there. Okay. So if I now go add note from annotations, it automatically, how can I bring this out? This is kind of cursed, but yeah, look, it automatically ports everything in. And there's like it includes the images that you put in as well. So like if there's any diagrams that you really need, then it does that automatically. It's very cool. 10 out of 10. I love Zotero. So good. Anyway, let's delete that. Bin. Go away. It works from OCR? What is that? Oh no, what is OCR? What does that stand for? I'm probably having a small brain moment and I've just forgotten. Yeah. Oh, okay, right. Zotero, I love it. Lots of very cool features. Reading the text from the image. No. So the things that you highlight in the PDF, it like directly ports them out. So like it will literally port out this text and then like it will port out this image as well. It will just like literally copy and paste it out of the document. It's really cool. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. I'm such a Zotero shill. Zotero, please sponsor me, Zotero. Please sponsor me. Give me sponsor. You don't even need to pay me. Just give me the upgraded plan for free, and then I would just keep shilling you on stream. I wonder if I could actually work out something with them. No way. I use them all the time though, so you know, it's fine. It's an integrated PDF reader, kind of, yeah. So it's an integrated PDF reader, but also it's like a file management system as well. So you can, yeah, you can like manage all of your PDFs, and I think you can do other files as well. I only really use PDFs, but yeah, it's a way to manage your library basically. Like this is how I manage my my library for my literature review, alongside other things. Doing that for all of my Zotero entries right now, honestly. Like the only thing is that it, like, to get a system that you actually like and that works, it takes ages, and you have to, like, every year or so you have to rejig it. Like I've got general tags that are just like reading to read, like for urgent things that I really need to read, like for my PhD, and then like everything else I just kind of let float. But like the folders, it took me so long to work it out. Originally I had them structured by a PhD chapter, and then I was like, no, this isn't working. So now I've got them structured by theme. So like, I don't know, I've got like a methodology folder, for example, or like I've got a, I don't know, like an integrate relations folder, or I don't know, stuff like that. Yeah. And then I have like subfolders within that for like specific things, and that's kind of a bit better, but yeah. Unfortunately, as an open source project, it barely has money for its own devs. Yeah, true. True. I mean, I think that it's one of the main ones that are used. The other main option is like EndNote, I think. The EndNote? It might be I think it's EndNote or Mendeley. Those are the two other options, but I really don't think they're anywhere near as good. Zotero's also working on an app right now, like a mobile app, which is very cool. I think it's in beta testing at the minute. So there's like 5,000 people cap on it. But like once it's on phone, it's so over for me. I'm going to be reading papers like at the bus stop. It's going to be so bad. Hi, Tayu! Welcome in. Thank you for contributing to the maid outfit. Yes. Didn't you had to do a maid outfit as well, didn't you? That was really something. How are you? I hope you're good. I'm working out and stream on PC and audio from phone don't match up, and I absolutely hate that. That's really upsetting. I'm so sorry. That always happens to me as well. Like so at the end, like when we're raiding, I'm really bad at like, I'm not convinced that I can separate out the Twitch raid thing from the background music, because I'm not good enough for that. One day I'll work out how to do it, but I haven't worked it out yet. And like every time I just sit there and I play the stream out on my phone, and then eventually when I end the stream, I turn the audio back on my desktop, and then it's like there's like a 2-second delay every time on desktop, and it's like that doesn't even make sense. Why? Like surely the delay should be on mobile. That doesn't make sense. But whatever. It's fine. Oh dear. I create folders for each research project. See, that's a good way to do it. But like all of my research projects kind of vaguely fall within 3 interlinked areas. So I think because my research area is fairly well interlinked and interlinked and defined. That's the word. Interlinked and defined. It kind of works better for me to have thematic folders. Like, I can't really say that things are that distinct in order to have separate research project folders, but I think also, like, I've got a kind of weird memory. So I always joke to people I've got a bit of a Wikipedia brain. So like if I've read a paper, even if I don't remember the name of it, I'll remember the paper, if that makes sense. So yeah. Ouch. I meant to do that. So yeah, like once I've read it, I know what it is. I don't forget it. Yeah. Goodbye work-life balance. That's what I'm worried about. I'll just sit there literally like everywhere reading papers. It'll be really bad. I'm a sleepy goat. Oh, but I eventually managed to take an hour to do a thing. Well done, well done. Proud of you. We also did lots of things today. I had a thing doing kind of day. Psydere, yo, what if robot model, like Android model? That would be Psydere. Ooh, psychologist react suggestion. I don't know if it's within the rules, but can you react to controversial psychologists like Jordan Peterson? I have opinions on Jordan Peterson. Actually, I'm happy to share a very base level opinion on Jordan Peterson, which is that his original, he used to do personality psychology, like quantitative personality psychology, standard research papers. It was really good. He used to do really good, psychometrics papers. Unfortunately, what he's been doing for the last few years is not psychology. He isn't a psychologist anymore. I think he's actually been stripped of his right to practice as a psychologist now. Because what he's been doing with his social media presence is so far beyond ethical boundaries. He gives opinions on things that are extremely far outside of his expertise, but then he uses his actual expertise in clinical psychology to try and justify giving that opinion, and it's not on. Like, the way that he sits there and is like, oh yeah, I know what this, that, and the other about, I don't know, climate science because I have a doctorate in, because I was a professor of psychology. Like, that's not how it works. Like, any person who is telling you, like, I know about this thing because I have expertise in this other thing, be suspicious of that. Be suspicious of that. It's always a red flag, to be honest. Like, if I sat here and started yapping on about, like, oh yeah, I totally know all about, like, I don't know, quantum physics. I don't know anything about quantum physics. There is no reason why I, as a psychologist, should know anything about quantum physics. It's a totally different field. And that's why I'm always very careful to qualify. Like, I can't give mental health advice because I am not a clinical psychologist. Like, it's outside of my realm of expertise. What is within my realm of expertise is very specific elements of neurodivergence. I can talk about that, but I can't even talk about mental health in relation to neurodivergence beyond kind of like basic well-known things, like that that neurodivergent people tend to experience higher rates of depression, for example. That's very well documented in the literature. I can make statements like that, but if somebody started asking me, like, oh, you've got expertise in neurodivergence, please can you give me, like, skills to help me cope with it? I can't do that. That's outside of my expertise. And the fact that he doesn't set those boundaries is a red flag. If anyone's doing that, be very aware of them. He's more of a politician now, kind of, yeah. I would say it's kind of politician, but it's more pundit, to be honest. He's not even a politician. He's a pundit. He's a media talking head, I guess. Yeah. Bad yapper case, genuinely. He's got a bad case of the yapping. Isn't he also a believer in how much IQ defines a person? That would certainly track. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know his opinions on IQ. I've never really paid that much attention to that. I've only really paid attention to what he says in, like, certain domains that are relevant to my research area. Also, he just churns out so much content. Like, I can't keep on top of what he says. It's impossible. I don't know how people can actually follow him, like, as an influencer, because, like, good lord, like, he's a real, he's on that Sigma grind set, let's put it that way. Like, he churns out the content. Goodness gracious. If he was a Twitch streamer, he would be live, like, 16 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like, let's be real. He would be like that. Yeah. Anyway, Jordan Peterson tangent aside. But yeah, I should probably talk about people like that at some point properly, because they are a big part of the reason why misinformation about psychology continues to spread. Me on my way to spread disinformation. Genuinely. Oh, genuinely. Although I should say, this is, okay, Actually, you? Like, I'm about to nerd emoji. Actually, technically, disinformation is when it is being spread for the purpose of undermining some kind of, like, it's achieving some kind of goal, undermining some kind of political opponent, something like that. Like, it's known to be false when it's shared. What you're talking about is misinformation, potentially, which is where you don't know, but you share it anyway. Although actually disinformation, that would still make sense, actually. That makes more sense. All of the memes are like, on my way to spread misinformation, and I'm like, but you don't know that it's misinformation. That's the definition of it. So actually, you've corrected the meme. I appreciate this too. Okay. I take it back. You've corrected the meme. I like this. I like this. Why won't you die? Methamphetamine, son. Yeah, he had a. I think what Jordan Peterson. I think he had a. I think it was benzos for him actually. It was benzos. He had like a whole thing where he he like did some kind of strange experimental treatment, but like it was actually really dangerous treatment. They like put him in a medical coma or something, and then like just withdrew him irregardless of what would happen. But then because he was in a coma, they could kind of keep him stable. I think that was what happened, from what if I remember correctly. And yeah, I just saw a bunch of like doctors being like, as in physicians, being like, no, 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 do not do that. Do not do that. Oh, my light died. It's that time of the stream when my light died. That means I've been streaming too long. It's time to end soon. But I swear, we're going to finish this paper. I need to finish the paper. Me on my way to correct a meme and receive a libel lawsuit. Exactly. Exactly. Playthrough on stream? What, of doing amphetamines? I have so many questions, husbando. What are you talking about? I'm scared. No, you meme. What is the meme? What is it? What is it? What's the game? Am I missing something here? Am I missing some cultural information here? Oh, Metal Gear Rising. Okay, yeah. I see. I only know the song. I've never played it. I don't know anything about it. Apart from there's that one song that's like, there will be blood. I don't know anything else. Okay, I apologize. I need to play it. Okay, I will play it. It's on my list. Revengeance. Yes. I remember. I know the music because there was a period where Iron Mouse had it on in the background permanently. So, yeah. But I've never played it. Oh, dear. Oh, just me being completely oblivious to gaming references. My gaming references are so outdated. My gaming references are like, yeah, top 10% of Rattata. Oh dear, I'm so out of the loop. Is it wrong to do meth if you have ADHD? That's a big question. Please don't do uncontrolled amphetamines. Please only stick to prescribed amphetamines. Thank you. You should be playing Elden Ring like everyone else right now. I probably should. Probably. But I would be awful at it, so we're not doing that yet. Eventually. You'll get your way eventually. I will play it eventually. Okay, right. I need to have a drink, and then we're finishing this paper, I swear. How long have we got? 2 pages. That's good. We're nearly done. What if getting an official diagnosis is impossible? Please still don't. I made a I'm in your base killing your dudes reference the other day. I'm old. No. Oh my gosh. I feel that. I was watching a streamer. Okay, actually I can say who it was. So my character sheet reference. No, my character We'll get there, lads. We'll get there. My character reference sheet artist, Miu, does like co-working streams where they like stream doing art. And it's one of my favorite things to have on in the background. I chose Miu on purpose because they're one of my favorite artists. Shout out, maybe. I'm scared. Husbando can do it. Actually, I don't know if Husbando knows the username saying that. Let me do it. Wait, is it? Let me check. Because because they use two different usernames, and I can't remember which one's the streaming one. This. Okay, it's a good thing I checked because I would have got it wrong. There we go. Yes. Mew. There you go. What? The channel you're shouting out does not exist. What? Did I spell it wrong? Me? You. There we go. We got there eventually. But yeah, the other day, Mia was doing an art stream, and we got like the chat got talking about like those old like GeoCities websites. So I don't know if anyone else like was part of this, but there was like an entire ecosystem of like fan websites, and they were all like made by people. They wrote their own CSS and HTML, and they were like hard coded because this was like mid 2000s, early to mid 2000s, maybe a little bit going into the late 2000s, but it was starting to peter off by then. But like it was a real thing. Like it was an entire ecosystem of like these people's like own personal websites, and it was so cool. It was so cool. Like the amount of creativity that you would see on these websites was absolutely incredible. But I discovered the other day that there is actually like a recreation of NeoCities called there's a recreation of GeoCities called NeoCities. And it's just the same thing again. It's incredible. It's so cool. It's so cool. But yeah, definitely go check out Mew if you like art streams. Absolutely incredible art. Like one of my favorite artists. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. We need someone to keep timers for tangents versus on topic. So true. So true. I need someone to tell me off. Wait, meth is cheaper than any American insulin? Is it actually that expensive over there? That's wild. It's free here. Character sheet? D&D character confirmed. Oh, yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't have dexterity that high. It would be significantly lower. Also, massive X to doubt on the wisdom, to be honest. Yeah. At the end of the stream, we can say, good job, you're at 8.3% on topic today. Please don't hurt me like this. This is not necessary. Don't call me out like this. Don't call me out. Don't call me out. Oh my. We may be putting our Nando's money away for that artist. Potentially. You have free meth. Well, I mean, if you're talking about ADHD medication, technically, yes. Okay, right. We need to get this paper done, so let's power read through the rest of it. Okay. A final theme concerning A final theme concerning critical thinking skills is the importance participants attributed to the context around the documents they encountered. No participant felt like they had enough information to be confident that the position that they took was correct. Okay, that in itself is interesting. Many reported that they would have liked more information on their historical sources in order to feel more confident. Participant 3 stated that they would have liked some more authorship information about who wrote it, what's their background, what else they published, and it's like to look at who's writing what. The sentiment was echoed by participant 5, who said, I don't know who wrote these. I don't think they present any kind of robust argument. On the one hand, this could be seen as a critique of the way the game was designed. These participants felt that they did not have enough information to make meaningful choices as they were playing, which is one of the key tenets of good game design. On the other hand, this is a positive sign for the objectives of the game. Participants were not only thinking about the information that was presented to them, but also about what was not said and what might have been. This interpretation is also supported by examples in the literature. For example, Squire, what a great name, highly relevant, finds similarly nuanced discussions of biases in his seminal study of game-based learning in history with the game Civilization 3. No way, this has been done? We talked about this in the first stream, how good Civ would be for this. No way. Okay, we need to read this. That's incredible. We love that. I'm also going to highlight that. There we go. Cool. Oh, wait, no. Hang on. There we go. That. And then I've messed up that highlight. That's meant to go like that. There we go. Perfect. Okay. It appears then that playing Evanier Case Files game caused participants who had never taken university-level history courses before to display many of the same critical thinking skills a practicing historian would have in an academic setting. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. I do think that, like, going for who wrote this and why did they write it is, like, one of the fundamental things when you're evaluating a primary source like that. So it's very cool that people were doing it spontaneously. And I don't know if there might have been something about the way the game was set up that prompted them to do that, but it seems like they were actively trying not to do that, so not sure what's going on there. Maybe a cute AI project? This is true, actually. Britain has free math, an online psychologist says, news headlines tomorrow. I just noticed no distractions in the title. I know. I can't. I'm terrible, terrible, terrible at it. Okay. Right, section 2, forming the argument. Moving on from critical thinking skills, Batsione notes that an important dispositional component of critical thinking is self-correcting, the propensity of a critical thinker to re-evaluate their opinion in light of new evidence. In the domain of history, Tosh and Lang note that a historian can take two approaches to utilising historical sources. They can start their investigation with a set question, or they can begin without a question in mind and let sources offer direction. The former is more common, and what Evanier Case Files game looks to model, but Tosh and Lang note that ideally a historian should take a mixed approach, remaining open to avenues they'd not considered at the outset. The first result worth discussion from the evaluation concerns this aspect of self-correction in the relationship between players and the documents in the game. Okay. Right. Let's see. I'm just going to highlight this whole section because I think that's all relevant. Whoops. Most participants stated that they tried to be selective with the locations they visited and the documents they read, within the constraints imposed by the timeline mechanic of the game. Participant 2, for example, started in the Royal Palace location of the game, but then once I realised I was running out of days, I decided to go to the Castillo's village, because I thought there might be some contradictory testimony there. There is evidence that the participants were re-evaluating their understanding of the game objective as they acquired new information and used their updated understanding to guide their subsequent actions. Not only is this in line with the dispositional component of critical thinking noted by Fazioni, but it's also an excellent demonstration of reflection in action per the reflective practitioner model. Another participant acknowledged that their position on the question the game asked them to solve was likely biased on account of the first document in the game they encountered, the personal letters of King Richard, as it conditioned what sources they looked for next. This is a sophisticated understanding of the relationship between the historian and their source material, which Tosh and Lang note the practicing historian must guard against in their exploratory phase of their work. Very cool. I'm going to highlight that bit. I don't really have anything to add. Like, this is kind of just talking about their experiences of playing the game, which is really interesting. Yeah. There's that. Reevaluating their understanding. Okay, whatever. No, that's okay. Husbando's offering me some pretzels. That's nice. Thank you, Husbando. Pretzels! I like pretzels. I'm a big pretzel fan. Oh dear. Can I do pretzel eating ASMR? No, we're not doing that. I'm gonna eat those after. I'm actually hungry though, so valid. I'm low-key interested in this game. Same, actually. I would actually play this. It sounds fun. An emergent theme which supports the idea that the Evanier Case Files game engaged player disposition to think critically in the domain of history was the variety of arguments the participants developed. 5 participants took the position of somewhat disagreeing that the seal witch Castillo was necessary. Oh, sealing the witch Castillo even. Oh my gosh. Let's try again. 5 participants took the position of somewhat disagreeing that sealing the witch Castillo was necessary for the good of the kingdom, the position the authors designed to be the most correct in terms of how highly the game rewarded players who selected it. However, 4 participants read the same material but still took a neutral position or even somewhat agreed that sealing the witch was necessary based on the evidence that they found supported the position, or not arguing that they didn't have enough contradictory evidence to disprove it. This was likely due to the authors applying the principle of cognitive curiosity when designing the game by revealing information only in parts, forcing the players to look for more. Okay. So let's highlight this. Very cool. Right. And then also cognitive curiosity. Right. As participant 7 noted, when the game doesn't really hold your hand and you have to make up for it, you have to make up for the sort of guesses, it becomes a bit more difficult. Thus, the participants offered a variety of arguments and ways of reasoning about them, evidence that there is critical relationship between their arguments and the sources presented by the game. Very cool. Love that. Shout out Husbando, very much so. Must feed wife. Love that. Must feed wife. Oh dear. I do actually want my pretzel. Wait. Crunch. Okay. I feel so rude, like eating and streaming at the same time. I know loads of people like eat with their mouth full when they're on stream, and I'm like, why? I don't know. It really hurts, you know? This is a number 1 0 thing to, not a number 1 0. A number 1 thing that you must never do. 0 out of 10 do not recommend doing this in the UK. People will hate you. High five! Welcome in! You've slid in to see the conclusion section after ripping me onto it. I know. The story is coming to an end and it's a lovely one. Giga Husbando emote? That's such a good idea. Put that in the Discord server. We need to do that. But I need to make him like... I need to make him a character first. We'll make it happen. Enjoy your food. I did enjoy it. My pretzel stick. It's a very good pretzel stick. So obsessed with emote today. You know what though? They're good suggestions. You're having your creative flow. That's what's going on. Okay. So, Osmod cooking stream when? I want this to happen one day. He's a really good chef. It needs to happen one day. This is just a pretzel though. From a packet. Okay. Right. The reflective practitioner model at the core of this work argues that practitioners draw on previous experience to solve new problems they encounter by relating new problems to one they have already solved, or part of them by controlling variables through virtual worlds. This is the reason that the authors can make the claim to addressing the problem of transfer in the first place. The Evenet case files faithfully reproduces part of the process of the historian, so completing the game means that it becomes one of the already solved problems that the player could draw upon in the future. That said, the ability of a player to do so depends on whether or not they are able to see as relating the new problem to one already solved, in this case completing the game. This is the key limit of the reflective practitioner model. The authors believe that if a game like the Evenet case files were to be used effectively in a classroom setting, then care would have to be taken to relate to more traditional forms of historical analysis to the mechanics of the game. This would be in line with the suggestion of McCall to integrate games in the history curriculum as opposed to trying to work around them. Yeah, that's a valid statement, I think. That's valid. Yeah, go on in. Yeah, it's fair enough. I don't really have anything to add to that. Like, if you can't relate what's happening in the game to what happens when you actually use the sources, then yeah, it's kind of pointless. But I think that that's probably something that could be done with a bit of follow-up. Like, either around the game, maybe as like a seminar discussion, for example, or like in the game itself. There could even just be like a video explaining, like when you finish the game, there could be a video explaining how all of this relates to real historical processes. I don't know. You should make a counter-redeem community challenge for Hosmod cooking stream. We can't do it until we know for a fact that we have the technology set up, and we don't right now. But I do want it to happen eventually. We also don't really have the kitchen, to be fair. We're in a very small apartment, to be honest, for 2 people. And our kitchen is probably not appropriate. I don't even stream. Yeah, that's true. He doesn't even stream. He'd just be like, yes. Okay. Well, I mean, actually, I don't know. First time for everything? Question mark? Yet, exactly. That's true. Neither did I before I started. It's true. Husmod cooking stream with Maid commenting and helping. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? It's too perfect. It's too perfect. I'm still trying to work out what I would even do with the maid outfit. I'm trying to work it out. Trying to work it out. Okay, we're at the conclusion. We're nearly done. I'm so excited. Okay. Conclusion. Here, the domain of history was chosen as a representative microcosm of the broader problem of teaching critical thinking. Historians must employ a range of critical thinking skills when dealing with historical documents and have the disposition to employ those skills throughout their process. Many previous studies focused on the skills component of critical thinking and neglected dispositions, which are much harder to teach. These same studies also struggled to say much about the problem of transfer, that is, whether students who successfully apply critical thinking in one area will continue to do so in the future. The novel approach taken here applied Schoen's reflective practitioner model to critical thinking in the domain of history, while harnessing game-based learning principles to the problem, thereby addressing the often neglected dispositional side of critical thinking. The objectives of the game were validated with a study design based on the reflective practitioner model. In the final evaluation, 9 participants who had not seen the game before and had not previously taken a university-level history course were asked to play the game and then interviewed about their thought processes and decision-making as they were playing. The results suggest that Evanier Case Files game was indeed able to engage critical thinking skills in the participants. They discussed the bias of their sources, including sophisticated ideas like the usefulness of biased sources to constructing an argument, and the possible bias of statistical data, and the faultiness of memory. There is evidence that the game also engaged player disposition to think critically beyond just skills. Participants were able to reflect on their own actions and demonstrate that they were re-evaluating their position as they acquired new information. There's evidence that the game might also contribute to the transfer of critical thinking skills. However, it would be wrong to make any exaggerated claims at this stage. The results of this study are limited, partially by sample size and homogeneity of the participants, partially because there's no evidence of transfer, only a reasonable inference based on the reflective practitioner model. Okay, I think that's fair enough. They've actually, a lot of the times you get to the conclusion and they make these kind of like wild, exaggerating statements. I think that they've hedged it and set their boundaries very clearly there, to be fair. And yeah, that is what they found. I think that's an accurate summary. I'm still not sure about like the dispositional side of things. I think we'd need, like I said, we need to know more about the actual backgrounds of the participants. Like, do they already have university level education in anything? Doesn't have to be history. Could it be in anything? Because if they do, that could be a massive confound, and it could ironically it could in itself be an example of transfer, right? Because if somebody's been taught critical thinking in, I don't know, let's say psychology, and then the way that they play the history game is more dispositionally critical thinking because of that previous experience and previous education, that's kind of already doing the thing. They're kind of already doing the thing the game was meant to teach them. So yeah, I would have liked to have seen more information about who actually played the game. But to be honest, it reads like this is just a pilot study, basically. It's a pilot study that's testing out the game and documenting the process of developing it. And then maybe they're going to do a broader analysis. I don't know. I'd like to see where they go with this. It sounds cool. I'm also really tempted to reach out to them and be like, can I have this game? Can I play it on stream? Like, that might be fun. But, you know, I'd have to ask really, really nicely that it might well be under lock and key. Let's see, what's their future research? Integrate it into the curriculum, expose it to a larger group of players with a variety of educational experiences. There we go, that's the word. Experiences in general. Pre-post testing. The game's still a prototype. It can be played in 20 minutes and there's rough edges, so they want to improve it. Okay, yeah, cool. So actually pretty much everything I just said. Hi Karma Komodo, have you been here long? Welcome in. You can always ask. I'm really tempted to. But yeah, there we go. We finished it. We've done it. We've finished the thing. We've finished the game. The game designed to develop critical thinking skills. We finished it. Let's go. Maid helped me while broke wooden spoon, wooden spatula, bent a steel pot. Even she doesn't know how. To be fair, I have actually snapped 3 kitchen utensils, I think. So that's not even that far off. Okay. Right. So we need to go and have food quite badly, actually. We're kind of, I should have we should have made food a long time ago. So I am going to wrap up with that. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it was interesting. I really enjoyed that paper. I thought it was a really good paper. Really, really interesting. Have a food. Yes. We are going to have at least one food. I believe we're having pizza, which is very exciting. Maybe even homemade pizza. Kind of homemade pizza. We're making our own. We're putting our own toppings on. So, yeah, pizza. Yeah, I'm excited. That's a good food. It is indeed. I'm very excited. I love myself a pizza. We've also got this vegan parmesan, which is interesting. I've not had parmesan because parmesan's basically just solid like milk proteins, which I'm allergic to. But we found a vegan one, so we're gonna have parmesan on pizza for the first time in like years. Like, I think I've not had parmesan since I was at least 12, because that was before I developed my allergy, and then I developed it, and then yeah, can't have it anymore. But yeah, that's it. I'm so happy that we've managed to sort that out. That makes me really happy. Not sort it out, like the paper. I'm really happy that we managed to finish it because it's about time, frankly. Okay, so. The other day, Sango redeemed Guide the Raid, and we didn't manage to get over there because it was our Mantis's debut stream. So we're going to go to the person that Sango redeemed for us to raid, who seems to be doing live 2D commissioning, which is extremely cool. Live 2D commissioning? Live 2D rigging. Rigging a live 2D commission, which is extremely cool. Very, very cool. Back to watching other streamers. Nice work. Perfect. That's going to be our evening, is just watching other streamers and playing Civ, probably. And eating pizza. Very exciting. Food first. Yes. Definitely. Very goated Sigma stream today. Thank you. It's quite skibbity riz. Yes. I know what that means. But yeah, let's go and raid. Who is this person? I've lost them. Oh gosh. Where is the Sango redeem person? There they are. Oh, they're British. They're British. Let's go. A fellow Brit. Excellent. Right, there's the raid message. So this person, I know, British. This person is doing live 2D commissions. Is rigging. Model rigging. Oh, that's cool. Wait, no, okay, they're showing off a really cool animation right now. We need to go. Okay, we're going. We're going. Okay, we're gonna go and see 46 centimeters, who is currently rigging a very, very cool model. I love this model already, just from like the little preview I'm seeing. What they've just shown off of an animation that they're doing. Oh my gosh, 10 out of 10. Extremely cool. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. We finished the paper. The paper is done. It's dusted. We are never talking about this paper again. We probably will. I'm really tempted to reach out and play the game, to be honest. I'm really tempted. Yeah, I might well ask them. App name, please. Yes. I will remember. I will try to remember. Ping me in the Discord if I don't remember. I think the next stream, I was planning for it to be Sunday at, I want to say, sometime in the evening, Ireland time. I've forgotten when. But yeah, that'll be when the next stream is, in theory. But yeah, we're going now. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for watching, Lord 2 Basil. Thank you. And yeah, I will see you the next one. See you later. Bye.